All right, we're now taking questions for Cam Newton. Cam, over here.
Hot mic, is it on? Awesome. Brian, ESPN Deportes. No affiliation with the Spanish culture. Cam, were you worried at all going into this week, knowing it was a rivalry week?
Was I worried? I'm Cam Newton, baby. I don't worry. I don't worry about nothing. Just worried about them girls later. Seeing them girls. Seeing what type of hat I'm going to wear. My bow tie. Looking good all day, every day. All day Cam. Superman.
Another question, if I might, por favor. Gracias. Cam, I noticed you only scored 17 points in the big dance. Were you worried at all that you could have cost your team the rivalry week? How did that make you feel? I know, you didn't do so hot in the Super Bowl, so just wondering if there's any lingering feelings in the big dance. Comments?
Man, fuck your question, man. What you talking about? I already told you I wasn't worried about nothing. How about, the only thing I'm worried about? My new end zone dance. All day, every day Cam. Check this out. Get in the end zone. That's right. That's what I do. Cam Newton, baby. Superman Cam.
All right, we'll now open the floor for any questions.
You have a question? Evan Fleiter, ESPN fantasy analyst. Mr. Gronkowski, describe how the absence of Tom Brady has been affecting your performance thus far.
Well, first off, I just love Tom. He's made me into the young man that I am today. He's like a father figure. And his balls are just so soft, like they're just not as hard as when the other quarterbacks throw. And I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is, but I just love the balls he throws to me. But yeah, I don't feel good. I don't know what another word is for not good, but I'm feeling less than that. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now, and yeah, I'm gonna do better.
One more over here. Mr. Gronkowski. Being the Destroyers' first-round pick this far, would you say you've been more of an utter disappointment thus far?
First off, I got to take full responsibility on that.
I'm a big letdown, but to make up for that, I just do a lot of push-ups, and I just keep telling myself, do 20 more push-ups, and everything will be okay. So I did 40 more push-ups today, and I think tomorrow I'm going to do 60. So, things will work out. I have faith things will work out. Amen to that, for sure.
Mr. Moore. Over here, Mr. Moore. I'd like to read you a quote from you. I don't lose rivalry weeks. Never have, never will. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I have to admit that I immediately regret saying that. I believe when I told somebody that, I said, don't quote me on that, but thanks again for fucking quoting me on that. Yeah, complete embarrassment, complete breakdown on every level, and I am, man, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
Mr. Moore, after the draft party, the owners got together and they all voted you most likely to fail this season. They also voted you, or figured you were going to throw next year's draft party. What do you have to say to those owners, and where will you be throwing the draft party?
Wow, that's pretty dick move by all 10 other owners. Let me see here. Well, besides saying fuck you to all of you, I would like to say that, as I've told Scott Kaufman before, I will never, and I repeat, never throw the draft party. Because at the very least, there's a Dan Collier in this group that fucking sucks worse than anybody. So, just get off my back. I lost a rivalry week. I will not throw the draft party.
Yeah, Mr. Moore, I think it's known that you haven't made the playoffs in this fantasy league. Are you already focusing towards next season at this point?
Man, all these questions are just so on point. I just don't even know how to answer these questions. No, I'm not looking forward to next year because, as my wife will attest, I'm 1-6, which means I am still in this motherfucker. But at the same time, man, these are just ball buster questions. Next question, please.
Now now taking questions for Coach Fleiter on the Vikings.
Coach Fleiter, if I might ask you a couple questions. You know, you've been dominant all last season. You won the big show, been slaughtering the competition. Was there any point going into this game that you were nervous about the rivalry week, knowing the Destroyers, his record going into those games, and his overall success in bets?
Was it intimidating to me? Hell no. I make people eat dog food. My car is still clean from last season. I was not intimidated, to say the least. I'm a winner. Where's my trophy?
Coach Fleiter, just one last question before you go. Sorry to take up so much of your time. Do you have anything to say to Coach Moore after this victory, knowing that he might be sad inside? Anything at all you could say, you know?
I would have to say draft better. Draft better. No more distractions during draft time. Draft better. You should start preparing now, because your 0-6 record is no good. No good. No good. No good.
To Evan the Vikings, I want to say, so sorry to bore you with my week 4 score. You are just too much for me, as you have been before. I keep my promises, that's for sure, and even when posting a weak-ass score. My team tried their best, but sadly I failed to win, so now I have the Vikings remnants on my chin. Next year will be different, you will see. I'll come out swinging, hopefully before week 3. Time to put the past behind me and look to the future. So let's give him the recognition so I can find a new suitor. My team wasn't worthy. They have been a disgrace. And now I read this to you with Evans. That's on my face.
Put up any final questions?
I don't have any questions. Looking for the after party. Woo woo!